In this fast-paced modern world, the name of the game is efficiency. How do we get more done in less time? We have limited time available during each day because of our busy schedules. In this video, we're going to be exploring 4 methods that you can implement that will allow you to do more work in less time and therefore increase or enhance your efficiency. If you like this type of content, please leave your recommendations in the comment section and let's get the ball rolling. First of all, something as simple as this can be a game changer. I always encourage people to make a to-do list. Even if it's, just as simple as this little booklet right here. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph or a whole story. As long as you have 5 or 6 priority tasks that you need to get done throughout the day. And the secret here that we're going to be talking about in point number 2 is prioritizing that list. But first of all, make sure you have a to-do list for every single day. Before you go to bed each evening, compile your to-do list and no more than 5 to 6 tasks, because I found that if you put more than 5 to 6 tasks on there, you end up not getting everything done, and then you end up feeling like a failure, right? If you're a productive person, you're a person who's striving for more, you want to get all of those tasks done, but be realistic and only put 5 to 6 priority tasks on that to-do list. Now, what do we do with the to-do list? Do we just leave it on our desk? No. We put it where we can see it every single day. People have a tendency to forget the tasks. People make these mental notes of everything they need to get done throughout the day, and then they end up leaving 2 or 3 things out, and then ultimately they end up feeling like the day wasn't productive enough. But if they had just put those 2 to 3 to 4 points on a piece of paper and just put it where they could see it, they wouldn't have forgotten about it, and they would have gotten it done much more efficiently. So point number 1, always have a to-do list for every single day. Secondly, prioritization should be the key topic of discussion. Once you have compiled that to-do list and you now have your 4 to 5 tasks that you need to get done today, how are you going to prioritize those tasks? Now, I found personally that the most mentally demanding and physically demanding task, in fact, should be done first thing in the morning, all right, or at least before noon or before lunch, because that is when your brain is most active. That is when you can work the hardest. That is when you're most efficient. You always realize that you often have the most energy throughout the morning or throughout the mid-morning, 10, 11 o'clock. That's not a set in stone rule, but I personally found that morning to mid-morning is when I have the most mental capacity. That is when I have the most energy, and that is when I can do the most mentally demanding tasks. For example, if you have a point on your to-do list which is study for test A, that study time should be allocated to the morning instead of the afternoon, because the problem is once you allocate it to the afternoon, in the afternoons you've went through a whole day, you're tired, right? You've been doing all these things and you do not have the mental capacity to engage in that studying. Comment yes in the comment section if you've been in that situation where you've put something to do in the afternoon and then you realize, okay, you don't have the energy to do it. That is exactly why you put something like studying in the morning, and you'll find that making this small change to your to-do list will help you to work more effectively and more efficiently. But the key of this whole point is to prioritize your task from the most mentally demanding to the least mentally demanding in the afternoon. Now, let's talk about time efficiency. So we have our to-do list. We have prioritized that to-do list from the most mentally demanding to the least mentally demanding. But how much time do we actually allocate to everything? And as I said, there's no set in stone rule for something like this. Something like a to-do list is very personal, it's very subjective, and it's according to your capabilities and your time management capabilities and whatsoever. But I found that I cannot work more than an hour and 15 minutes before I lose focus. If I'm studying for something or I'm doing a mentally demanding task, I find that I can work maximum an hour and then I need a few minutes break to refresh. Because if you go over an hour, I found that your focus begins to dwindle. You begin to, look out the window. You begin to, fiddle around with things that you're not supposed to be fiddling around with.
Stop it.
and that takes away from your productivity. So my personal recommendation would be, and once again, this is up to you, my personal recommendation would be to really gauge how long you can focus. If you can focus only half an hour and you have to take 5 minutes break, that's also okay. Focus half an hour, take 5 minutes break, another half an hour, 5 minutes break, that's also damn near okay. If you can work an hour and then need a 10-minute break, that is also okay. As I say, I can't give you a set in stone rule, but the main thing is that you need to gauge your level of focus, and you need to gauge the endurance of that focus. How long can you focus before you begin to dwindle, before you begin to really fiddle around and not be productive? Because the key is time efficiency. You have to make use of your time in such a way that you get the most amount of work done in that specific time. And for that, you need to gauge how long you can focus, and you need to schedule your breaks accordingly. The most important point on this list, and the one that we're going to be finishing off with, is distractions. How many distractions do you allow yourself to fall victim to?
Oh shit, here we go again.
How many distractions really are taking away from your productivity? And the biggest culprit is the mobile phone and scrolling through social media. We talked about this in yesterday's video. I talked about doom scrolling. I talked about how bad it really is for you to be scrolling on social media and how much time you really waste. And if you have not gone and checked out that video, I really recommend you do so after ending this video. But the point is that you need to be eliminating distractions while you're working. During your breaks, that is fine, as long as it doesn't make your breaks longer than they're supposed to be. But while you're working, you should have minimal distractions around you. I recommend putting your phone in airplane mode, or putting your phone in another room so that you cannot reach it, so that you can really focus on what you're doing. Because most people really, they have this great plan and they have all of these great ideas, they have a great system going, but they only fall victim to distractions, the simple distractions like scrolling on social media, which is completely unnecessary and which basically just makes your day so much harder than it's supposed to be. So the key is eliminate distractions. Put your phone in airplane mode, put your phone in another room, eliminate all other distractions, and just focus for an hour at max, and then you can take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found this video useful and it really changed your morning routine or changed your daily routine, please ask you to leave a like on the video and share it with friends and family which you may think it can help going into the future. I appreciate you watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video.